Why, hello there, nomadic tree folk and frog is sedentary agricultural frog people alike. Shams Nelson
And Sophia.
here from Pen and Blade. Yeah, I'm running out of intro things to do, so I decided to get extra creative. And in this episode, what we're gonna do is I made a new post for Instagram. So I thought it would be fun. It's a step-by-step world building, like randomized prompt thing. So I thought it'd be fun for Sophia to kind of go through it and do the roles, and I will be drawing the map as we do that. And we will be world building together.
Yay.
So you can read them.
Cool, okay.
Yeah.
So, step 1.
Well, first off, it's called randomized world building map drawing fun.
Randomized world building map drawing fun. Step 1.
And number 1.
Number 1,
This
true.
is the first in potentially a series, so if you like it, let us know in the comments and I'll make more versions of this. All right.
Okay, cool. Step 1. Roll the race of the people of the village. Okay, cool.
So I've got to draw a village.
It's this one, right?
Yes. So what is it? D8, yep.
Okay, cool. Your town has a mix of 2 different races. Oh, so...
If you roll an 8.
Oh, if I roll an 8. Oh,
yeah.
okay, I see, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled an 8.
Oh, very exciting.
Cool.
Okay, so you
Okay,
can roll again.
So I rolled twice again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So 4 gnomes.
Oh, I love gnomes. Okay.
And that's a 6, right?
Let's make a tall roof for the gnomes. That is a 6, yes.
Gnomes and half orcs.
Oh, that's a weird combination. What do you imagine? What comes to mind for that?
Pretty intense, just an all-round intense vibe.
Intense vibe. I'm like, like half-orcs seem like the least nice and gnomes are kind of like the nicest.
I know.
So
that's the thing.
That should be interesting.
It seems like there would be, I mean, unless there's like some dynamic that just works for them, like it's almost like, I don't know, what comes to mind is if you think of, I mean, I don't know about you because you were an older sibling, but for me, like being the youngest, whenever my sister who's older than me, whenever she like wanted to play with me, I was always like so excited, and I would always do all the dirty work, you know, and I would always do the stuff she didn't want to do just because I was so excited and happy to just be like that. She was just like wanting to play with me and stuff. So I can see almost that kind of dynamic in a way.
So the gnomes would be the younger siblings?
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of happy that the half orcs just are like playing with them and just want to include them and stuff.
Playing so with them, I guess, would be like
not playing, but you know
like
what I mean.
Warriors and stuff. So maybe they're like a warrior tribe of gnomes, and they want to be tough like the half orcs.
Kind of something like that. I'm picturing something like the half orcs kind of run the show, and the gnomes are always just like excited when they're included and just want to like, you know.
I realized I made the gnome house way bigger. See, I'm making a little gnome house and then some half orc like mud huts kind of things, but they should actually be giant compared to the gnome house. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, cool. So we've got our races, so we can move on to step 2 and see how this evolves as I continue drawing this.
Ooh, I like this. Okay, step 2. I like the way you did this. It looks cool.
Skulls here. Thanks.
Step 2. What are the surrounding biomes? Roll 4 times in order for what is north, south, east, and west. Okay, cool. This is the D8 again. Okay, cool. So, first roll is for north. Okay, north we have a lake.
A lake, beautiful.
Okay, so north is a lake.
Okay.
South is a desert.
A desert and a lake. Interesting. Are there examples in real life where there's a desert and a lake nearby each other? I guess the Dead Sea.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
But yeah, so that's one option. Okay. And then so a desert in the south.
Desert in the south. And then to the east we have a river.
A river. Okay, that makes sense. So east is this side. So maybe the river's flowing like this.
Cool. And then to the west we have a forest.
Okay.
Very well rounded.
Very well rounded. So it's interesting. I wonder why there's this desert here. I'll do the forest like this.
Yeah, because it doesn't make that much sense because there's so much like, life everywhere, and then randomly just to the south, it's like...
Maybe there are these like cliffs, and so the water doesn't actually get up to the desert area.
Oh, maybe. That makes sense.
So we could do something like that. And it's just like a smaller region in an area, so I won't add the borders. We'll just kind of leave it more open-ended like this. Okay, cool. So that's good. So we've got our lake, weird shaped lake. I'm going to make it more isometric because everything else seems to be that way. It's not like straight up from above, but it's actually kind of at this 3/4 angle.
Yeah, that looks good.
Looks a little better. Okay, cool. So that's step 2. Is that all we have for step 2?
Yes. And then step 3. What are the village's greatest threats?
Okay.
Roll 2.
These are going to be some monstrous creatures.
Okay, so we need 2.
I was trying to think of like all sorts of kind of iconic monsters, and I couldn't come up with that many cool ones. So I'm actually curious if people in the comments below, like, what monsters would you have added to this list? Because I was struggling. I know there are tons of monsters, but lots of them are very unique to Dungeons and Dragons, and I wanted things that like everyone knows what a dragon or an ogre is, right? So I was kind of going more for that vibe.
Oh, is this why you came up to me today and you were like, name a monster, give me a monster. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what did you say? I don't think you helped.
I didn't help at all.
You didn't help. So, yeah.
Anyway, okay, now I have...
relationships are about a give and take. You got to carry your weight, Leafy. You got to contribute to this situation.
Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. So the first one is... Okay, we've got bandits.
Okay.
Bandits are a threat to the village, as well as... what is a lich? What does that mean?
A lich. A lich is this like someone who's... I think it's like you don't know Harry Potter. We gotta watch.
Not really, no. Yeah, I should
Harry
get
Potter.
into that. Yeah, I want to read it.
But basically, it's someone who is undead, is like a wizard who decides he wants to live forever. So he like puts his soul like in holding. I think he can have have an item in which he like stores his soul, and as long as that item exists, he can survive as this like undead.
That's intense.
Dude, yeah. So he's like a bad undead.
Okay, so we've got that. And
so bandits and the lich.
Bandits and the lich.
Okay, we're gonna start coming up with the reasons of why they're connected, what their relationship is.
Are they connected?
In the next step, we'll start to find out that they are.
Okay, cool. So then the next step, step 4. Question. Oh, that's the handshake.
Yeah.
So just for some context, he also randomly came up to me today and shook my hand and was like, "Can I just see what this looks like in a second? Just shake my hand quickly." Oh, that's
true.
so funny.
You were an instrumental part in this.
I was an instrumental part without knowing what was going on. Anyway, which biome is each monster from? Okay. So, which biome? Okay, cool. So, this is this one? Yes? Okay. So the first one we go with the bandits. So the bandits are from the west.
The bandits are from the west,
so
which
the forest.
Forest bandits, okay.
Forest bandits.
Cool.
What's the difference between a jungle and a forest?
Jungles, I think, are synonymous with rainforests. So when a forest gets a certain amount of rainfall per year, it's considered a rainforest. And most rainforests occur in like tropical regions because like around the equator is where you get tons and tons of rainfall. And it's like always raining in rainforests and jungles.
I know, I've seen things. It's like just constant. And
so then it's like tons of foliage, like the ground is covered. Like you can go to a forest in certain places and the ground is kind of like pine needles and rocks and little, it's more dry. But then there are these trees, but like rainforests like everywhere, and then they have the tall canopies, which like go super duper high usually, but not always. You can have those rainforests that are like palm tree style rainforests.
Yeah. So I forgot, is this a jungle or a forest?
This is a forest.
This is a forest.
Yeah.
So anyway, the bandits are from the forest.
Okay.
And then the lich, sorry, I forgot the name, lich?
Yes.
The lich is from the south. So he's from the desert for some reason.
Oh, maybe it's a desert because he sucked all the life out of it.
Oh my goodness.
It used to be a forest.
Oh,
so instead of and it never rains there because it's like cursed. So instead of cactus, we'll just have these dead trees.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's intense. Okay.
So that makes sense.
So there are 2 parts to step 4. That was the first part. The second part is the monsters have joined forces. How did that happen and what is their goal?
Okay, so then
Well, the first thing that just comes to mind is obviously there are, if this lich is in the desert, there are certain like conditions under which this lich is able to stay alive, basically.
Okay.
And there are maybe certain aspects of nature that he doesn't have access to. And so that's why he's joined forces with the bandits from the forest, because there's certain aspects of nature that's clearly contradictory. If you think of a forest and a desert, there's water, there's like
so he has no what is the thing that he's lacking?
I don't know. I'm not super clear yet, but it's just there's something that he is. It's like.
Can he not, like, maybe he can't even go in the forest because there's too much, like, of that life energy?
Yes, exactly. Something like that.
To him. Ooh, and what if the bandit stole the item that keeps him alive? Oh. And usually you'd think that the lich is commanding the bandits, but the bandits are actually commanding the lich because they can destroy his item.
But this just makes it seem like they've joined forces, as in they decided to team up rather than...
No, I had joined forces as, like... I mean, I think of it as an open-ended thing. It's like, why are they working together?
Fair enough. It doesn't need to be a mutual thing.
They could be frenemies, or no, in this case, they're actually like enemies. Like the bandits are using the lich.
But this kind of makes it seem like there is, they've got a common goal. Because to join forces indicates there's a common goal, because they're both terrorizing this little...
Yes. So maybe the bandits want to take over the city because the bandits don't want to live in the forest anymore. They're tired of being like outlaws, and they want to be the ones who like run the city and take it over. But they don't have enough power because the orcs and the gnomes are a formidable force to be reckoned with. So they're like, okay, if we can get this lich on our side, then we can, take these guys over, and then we can live in the nice homes instead of, eating wild berries and boar. Which doesn't actually sound that bad.
Okay, cool.
But they just want like comfy beds and all that stuff.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Is that?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So then step 5. What class must the town leader become to face this threat? Oh, I love that drawing.
Yeah, they're cute.
So cute.
Thanks.
Okay. So, okay. What class? So I'm rolling a d8, and they must become a warlock.
Ooh, and we also have to decide if the town leader, I guess, is an orc, because we decided that
yeah,
brothers.
Exactly. Half orc.
So the half orc
must become a warlock.
Must become a warlock. Okay, so what warlocks are like? They make a deal, like an evil entity. Oh, interesting. I wonder if the evil entity could be the lich himself. Would that make any sense? So, like, who would this guy make a deal with in order to get the power to fight off the lich?
Well, you know what? The lich wants to get free from the bandits. So that would incentivize him to make this deal.
Oh, because he wants the bandits to lose.
Exactly.
So, like, in secret, he, like, approaches them, and he's the half-orc leader. And he's like, look, I have to pretend to fight for the bandits, but I want to lose this battle.
So I'm going to secretly be helping you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on the side.
And then what in return, then they're going to...
Then if the town leader manages to defeat the bandits, then he needs to free the lich.
It was and give him back his what is it, the item, I think
The item,
it's called
exactly.
Horcrux in
Exactly.
Harry Potter, I don't know what it's
Like
called.
free him from the bandits, basically. So give him back his.
Okay, I mean that's a dangerous thing because then the lich could just turn on you afterwards. But maybe they've lived in peace with this lich for a long time.
Maybe but
he's
also,
a half-orc lich. Or,
yeah. But also maybe the town leader is just desperate at this point because the bandits are so, threatening the entire town. So he's maybe kind of like, well,
Yeah, that's a good point. And the bandits are more of an immediate threat than the lich has ever been.
Yep, exactly.
All right, and I think that's it. Was there anything else after this?
Step 6.
Oh, there's a step 6.
Question: how does the leader deal with this threat?
Oh, so we've kind of
covered that.
Covered that. Well, let's see. What do you think would happen in this scenario? So, are they victorious? Is the leader victorious?
I'd like to think so.
I'd like to think. That's optimistic of you.
Yeah, and then.
So the bandits are defeated.
They're defeated, and then the.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What if? Oh no! Because if the lich is his patron and he goes against him, then the lich can take away his powers, basically, as a warlock, because he gets his powers from the lich, ultimately. Because I was gonna say, what if he betrays the lich and then he keeps the item and starts to command the lich?
It's the lich almost sounds like a genie.
Yeah, he is kind of a genie.
I kind of feel like this genie vibe. But what I like to think is that the lich wants to live in the forest.
Oh, that's cute.
So maybe when the town leader defeats the bandits, the lich then, he gives him back his item and the lich goes and lives in the forest where he's actually pretty happy. He just didn't want to be in the desert.
He didn't want to be in the desert, so yeah. I mean, because that's interesting. The bandits don't want to be in the forest. The lich doesn't want to be in the desert.
Yeah.
No one's happy with where they are in life. This is a theme for this area.
This is a theme.
The gnomes want to be more like the half-orcs. Half-orcs seem chill. Are they okay?
They're just doing their thing.
They're the only ones. So we can learn a lot from them. I think that we can take them as a shining example of contentment and gratitude. Which is, a rare and wholesome lesson to come out of this random world building stuff. So the last pages are the first time I rolled through it, where I ended up with a merlich.
What is that?
A mermaid lich.
Whoa.
Because he was in the north, and the north was an ocean. So I was like, okay, so he's in the ocean. I was like, I guess a mermaid could become an evil undead wizard. And so he's a merlich. And so if you want to read more about that, you can go to the Instagram at pen_and_blade or pen_n_blade. Because I couldn't be a good enough marketer to just make it pen and blade.
Fair enough.
And I also like the N, like in and out.
Cool.
It's like it harkens back to a simpler time where people thought that was like cool and
like
fun.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, right?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. In
roll.
and out. That's what it's all about. I think that's like the 50s. Okay, cool. What do you think of the little map we made?
I love it.
It's really cute, right?
Yeah.
Very fierce. Look at these little...
Yeah.
I want to see more. I think we could, if we decide to do some more world building on this, it would be fun to expand on the relationships between the gnomes and the orc.
I think so too.
So if anybody has, that would be cool to hear your world building ideas for that. If people have ideas in the comments, and maybe or maybe not, we'll come back and revisit this.
And
Cool.
to name everything and just expand a bit.
Cute. Oh, we could even use the exact same system to make a region to the right and to the west and the east of this one, and then see how they all come together, which we started to do on that other map, and I still want to go back and work on that. I think it was Free Guard. The Free Guard region, so you guys can check out that video. I think
that was fun.
And I made some really cool paintings for that too, so we'll have to show that in the next.
Yeah.
All right, lots of fun stuff coming up.
Cool.
Any last words? That's pretty ominous.
Yeah. No, that was really fun. I really like this. I feel like what could be cool is to to do a character building version of the story.
That would be cool. We do have one that we wrote in the notebook, remember?
I remember that. Yeah,
So,
it was last year. I think doing a character building one to kind of complement this would be very cool.
Cool, cute. And then I can draw them all as chibi characters, which is what I'm into these days. Cool. All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you guys in the future. Peace, God bless, and
Stay fantastic, everyone.